Well, go on, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my bar. Fuck's sake, it's not my barbecue Sunday. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my back garden. Today we are cooking 7UP brined poussin, some rice, some pickles, and we're just gonna make something a little different. So the first thing we need to do is get our rice on. Now, I'm using medium grain sushi rice. I like to eat Japanese rice at home. I'm gonna give you the down low, how to do it, piece of piss. So firstly, I've washed this rice until the water starts to run clear. Now, you're never gonna get to a point where your water is completely clear, but you wanna get that first initial bit of murky water off. I've then soaked this rice for about half an hour, right? Now, Japanese rice, piece of piss, equal measures. 1 cup rice, 1 cup water, yeah? So, I've got my sieve. I'm just going to drain my rice off. Try not to get it in your shoes. Obviously at home, you can do so over the sink, piece of piss. We're out here battling the elements today. Now, you want a pan with a lid. We're gonna go in with our rice. The same mug that we measured the rice in, we're gonna go that amount of water, yeah? So it's 1 to 1. Obviously, rice is an integral part of this dish and we need to make sure our rice is seasoned. Gonna go 1 really big pinch of salt. Maybe a little extra, why not? Now, we're gonna give this an initial stir around, but I don't wanna stir it any more than that, because again, we're allowing the starch to escape. We're not making risotto. The key to making brilliant rice is clean water and knowing the times that it cooks. Easy. Now, the rice is on. That's gonna take the longest. So, let's talk about what it is we're actually cooking. What's the protein of the day? Today, we are making poussin, yeah? Or as my dad calls them, baby chicken. A poussin is just a chicken that's under 28 days old. So it literally is a baby chicken. I've got my butcher to cut out the backbone. So we've got a little spatchcock action, yeah? And we're gonna marinate this in 7UP. Now this is a dish that's inspired by Filipino adobo. But I thought, how could I make this a little bit me? So I'm gonna use the 7UP to brine our chicken, and then we're gonna grill it, because that's what I do. So firstly, you want 500 ml of 7UP or Sprite. None of that posh lemonade English shit, fuck that. 7UP in. Now, the 7UP, we're gonna use the sugars that's inside it, and that's gonna penetrate our chicken. We wanna go in with a thumb-sized piece of ginger that I've just sliced, skin on. It's only for the brine, doesn't matter. We're just trying to flavor the water in which our bird's gonna sit. Then we want the juice of 1 lime. And again, with marinades, I don't really care. I stick the whole thing in. As long as I've squeezed the juice out, this is still giving it extra flavor. We're gonna go slice up 1 red onion. Doesn't have to be special, roughly chopped, just like that. In it goes. Then I have 3 Thai chilies. Now these little things are fucking rockets, yeah? And if you like spice, 3's fine. If you wanna go heavier, go 6, do what you gotta do. I've also got 6 cloves of garlic that I'm just gonna crush with my hand, just like that. I've got 1 stray one here. So that's 6 cloves of garlic. In they go. Now, I want sweetness. Although we've got sugar in the 7UP, I want to give it another bit of seasoning. So we're going to use ketchup manis, yeah? So this is sweetened soy sauce from Indonesia. The sweetness comes from palm sugar. So they just reduce the soy sauce down with the palm sugar, and you end up with this gloopy, almost like treacle. So if you can't get this, use 2 tablespoons of treacle. This is going to give it some color. And then we're going to go the same amount of soy sauce, because we're not going to put any salt in this brine. Just going to wash this spoon off. And we're going to go 1, 2. Let's go 3. 3, yeah? Make sure all of this is submerged. Make sure the soy sauce and the ketchup mayonnaise has got into our 7UP so that everything can sit together and do what it needs to do. Now, brines are normally done with water, sugar and salt, and it's to make the meat moist. So this liquid is going to penetrate our meat, and hopefully by the end of it, if I've cooked it well, we should have a really juicy baby chicken, as my dad would say. Now, leave this in your fridge for up to 3 days. I've left mine for 3 days that we're cooking today. You can do this overnight. It's still going to pick up all the flavors, but the longer you leave it, the better it's going to get. Also, we've got a hidden trick up our sleeves, yeah? The brine, we are then going to reduce and use it as a glaze to glaze our baby bird, right? So I'm going to sit this to one side. Rice is slowly coming up to the boil. Here's one that I made 3 days ago, right? So it's taken on all the colour, and it doesn't look very appealing at the minute, but once we've cooked this and we've used all of these flavoured water, we've reduced it, and it's got the sugar, it's got the 7UP, it's got the ketchup mayonnaise, it's got soy sauce, it's going to turn into a beautiful glaze to put on top of our really, really juicy baby bird. Now, just to make our lives easier, you could stick this on the grill as is, but just so that we've got more control, more flexibility, I'm going to go skewer straight through this bird, right? Like that, on one side. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. Again, this is just for control. I'm just going to go underneath the thigh, penetrate the breast, go over the next skewer into the wing, right? So now we have a skewered bird, yeah? We've got a bird that we can move, take control of, get it going where we need to get it going. So from here, with a brine, you want to pat the brine off of your meat. So I'm just going to give this a little gentle pat on one side and on the other, just to take off any excess liquid, like that. Rice is now up to boil. We're going to season this bird, front and back, generously, because we're going to lose the salt as it touches the barbecue, right? 1, 2, 3. I'm at a 3 count. So I now know that that's a gentle enough heat that I can put this down. We're going to let it cook slowly. We're going to keep turning it. We don't want it to be hard and fast. We cook it nice and slowly so that we can keep the moisture inside the bird. If you don't want to do this in the garden, you can do this at home. Heat up a frying pan, go skin side down, still follow all the tricks and secrets that we're going to show you. Once you've got colour on the skin, turn it over, bake it in the oven, 180, 200 degrees, about 15 minutes. Let it rest, and we'll do the rest of the stuff the same way. Baby chicken. So look, if you look, we've started to colour a lot quicker than usual. This is because of the sugar in the ketchup mayonnaise and in the 7UP. So we're going to have to continuously turn this, yeah? Have to look after it. It's your baby. It's our baby chicken. We have to look after it, yeah? Shh. Allow it, leave it. It's going to be fine. Everything's going to be okay. I'm going to glaze you and we're good. So what we want to do is cook off all the water. You see how it started to dry up? Now, we've boiled off our water, and all we're going to do is let the rice steam, right? So let's go lid on. Don't fucking lift this lid. I swear to God, if you lift this lid and you tell me, my rice didn't work, Cass, it's because you checked, yeah? So look, 1 cup of rice, 1 cup of water, salt, bring to the boil, cook off the liquid, lid on, turn the gas down. I want it on the smallest flame you've got, right? Let it do its thing. We're going to steam this for 6 minutes. Set a timer on your phone. Tell Alexa, tell Siri, 6 minutes, right? Do not touch it. I swear. I'm actually a nice guy, honest. I don't want to start throwing threats and that. But look, so baby chicken is on the grill, yeah? Rice is steaming. We're 6 minutes off. What are we going to eat this dish with? We are going to make a little cucumber pickle. I need to flip my board over because I've had raw chicken on it. A very quick little pickle, right? So I have 2 cloves of garlic. The other half of the onion that went into the brine is going into the pickle. I have a cucumber. We're not using all of this. Some chili flakes, white wine vinegar, and a couple tablespoons of sugar. So the first thing we need to do is finely dice our red onion. I'm gonna take these 2 cloves out. I'm just gonna give it a little smash, and we're just gonna slice her up. So this can both go into a bowl, just like that. We're gonna add a tablespoon of hot chili flakes, and then we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Vinegar, just to cover. I don't really measure this when I do it, to be honest. All I do is taste it for heat, acidity, and sweetness. So, got some sugar. I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right, so, as you can see, look, as we've chopped our onions so finely, they're already bleeding into our vinegar. We've got our chili flakes and our garlic. We're gonna stir through. I'm just gonna give this a little taste. So, it's sweet, it's acidic, it's a little bit fiery. The thinner you slice your cucumber now, the quicker the vinegar is going to penetrate, the quicker the pickle. So, we're gonna go quite thin. So now these are gonna go into our pickle. Just drop them in. If you're going to do this dish at home, I'd get my pickles on first, then make my rice, then cook my poussin. And just let them take up the flavour of the onion, chili flakes, the garlic, the vinegar and the sugar. Put them aside. So the timer has gone off on my rice. It's been 6 minutes. I haven't looked at it. I'm not going to look at it until I need to use it. So this can now come off the stove and relax elsewhere. Now, the last thing we need to do for this is we need to make a glaze from our leftover brine to start to baste our baby chicken with, right? I'm gonna go have a look at my chicken. Come follow me. So look, see these golden colours? This is from the sugars. These little char bits are fine, they're not burnt, but you can see how much moisture is still in this bird now. I'd say we're about halfway there. Let's go on to making our glaze. I'm gonna turn my little camping stove on. And in here, all the stuff that we've used to brine, I'm just going to sieve this into this saucepan. I don't want any bits in. And what we're going to do, we're going to bring this to the boil, we're going to reduce it, and we're then going to re-glaze our chicken. I know you're thinking, hold on a minute, that's had raw chicken in it. But by the time we've brought it to the boil and then reduced it, we've cooked off all of the bacteria, all of the raw shit, and the sugars are going to caramelize, and we're going to make a nice little dippy sauce. Spreadage, sweet and sticky, right? So this goes onto a high heat. I like this dish. So my sauce has come all the way down, and we've got like a nice syrupy consistency. It's not too thick, but it's also not too thin. You see the way these little droplets are slow and thick. That's what we're looking for. And we're just going to give it a little warm through on top of our chicken skin. Right, I'm just going to go over the top of our chicken. Hey, that looks fucking great. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I haven't peeked at my rice. I haven't looked at it, I've not lifted the lid. It's melted the table, but it's fine. You ready? Now, look, man. Beautiful, fluffy rice, no stodge. Each grain's got its own little identity and personality. It's a bit sticky and it's what we want. Look. Look. Rice. 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 So I've not lifted the lid off that for 20 minutes. It's still got the heat trapped inside it. Cook your rice an hour before you want your dish and then just let it steam up. So we're gonna go down with our rice. Now there's not really many ways of making rice look pretty. It is what it is. But beautifully cooked rice is something you all need to master. Let's get these skewers out of this chicken. One. In there. Yeah, some really moist, warm baby chicken. I've reserved a little bit of our sauce just to go over our rice. So I'm just gonna give it a little spoon. Like that. Just so that our rice carries the flavour. I'm gonna go chicken on top. And then we're gonna go a few of our pickles. Now, if you look, our pickles have gone nice and curly. All the flavours have penetrated. Picked up the vinegar, the garlic, the onion, the chili flake. Just gonna put these pickles just here like that. And then for me, the last bit, I've got a few peanuts. Gonna run my knife over. The helicopter's out, it's probably looking for someone. This is the end, it happens. Just giving these peanuts a rough chop. Gonna go on top of the bird. A little bit of coriander. That's it. 7UP Poussin, rice, pickles, and in the words of Gennaro Contaldo, why am I cook so good? Thank you. Thank you. The rice is cooked beautifully, little clumps picking up flavour. Let's have a go on this chicken breast. I know it's not chicken, it's poussin. Got peanuts on top. It's nice and moist. Delicious. You can really taste the chili, the ginger, the sweetness of the 7UP. Just make it, man. Does the cameraman want some? Yes, he does. Thank you guys, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, or don't. It's a wrap.